to, like, it has like a plushness. I almost want to say it's like not silicone, maybe dimethicone that's in the products that kind of gives it up. We're going to use 1999, which is one of their glosses. This is my favorite lip gloss right now, like hella fave. Let me make sure this is mixed around. I never really use this anymore. It used to be like the only thing that we used back in the day. So I'm gonna be using my Smashbox brushes with this. I'm gonna start out with Retro. Just blending that out really well. It shows up so nicely, surprisingly. Next, I'm going in with Endgame. No, I'm gonna go in with Boundaries, just to further blend it out. This is my first time using this palette. Okay, so we're just gonna go in with Endgame and blend. I'm blending it upward a little bit. Going in with Reputation. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna get into the foundation portion of this tutorial. So the two colors I got is 81NN Neutral and 90W Warm in Orange Undertone. Now I really do like these foundations, or I like the color system and the colorway, because I have the All Nighter foundations, which I really did like. I loved the way they wore, but the colors of them wasn't so great. I felt like these were a little bit too saturated, too orange, too red. There was something about these that I just wasn't in love with. In this line, I believe I was shade 11. And like I said, I like the way these wear. I love the concealers. I'm going to be using them today. I have them. I'm a big fan of Urban Decay. I love their products. Some of the first colorful eyeshadow palettes, some of the first high-end eyeshadows I've ever owned have been from Urban Decay. Urban Decay Primer Potion is an icon in the YouTube beauty community, period. Urban Decay Primer Potion, you know, UDPP, like, you didn't know? So I was really excited to hear that they were coming out with a new foundation, because they are a long-standing brand that we haven't really had many problems with Urban Decay, have we? You know, a lot of brands get dragged and canceled for lack of diversity and not being inclusive, or saying something stupid, or doing something insensitive. I don't think we've had any problems with Urban Decay that I can think of. Please, I'm sure you will correct me if I'm wrong. But we're gonna try these two today. So the color that I'm gonna be using is 81, and then I'll be contouring with 90. I did not buy these two to say that you have to buy two. This is the first one I bought. And then I went to the big freestanding Sephora in my neighborhood to get the Pat McGrath. And I was looking at the Urban Decay foundation again, and I said 90 is going to be too dark for me. So then I went back and I got 80, and I was gonna do an even exchange, but I said, you know what, let me get both, let me swatch both. I just wanted to see how everything goes. I'll swatch both on my face just so you can see. And for it to be a neutral tone, it still does seem to have warm undertones, and that disappears pretty much into the lower half of my face, which is generally how I like to match foundation for my all over appeal. And then in the center of my face, of course, I'll go in with concealers and or foundation that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than my whole face, matching my chest, to get that dimensional look that we all love. Okay, let me swatch 90 for you guys as well. And this foundation, I have a feeling, is going to be more my cup of tea. And you know what, 90 is not too bad. This could also potentially match me. It would be a shade or two deeper than I'm used to, and if it oxidizes and gets a little darker, it would be super dark. The reason I don't like to wear foundation too much darker than my face is because I have a habit of touching my nose, my chin, and my forehead. And when the foundation matches my face really well and matches my center tone really well, if a little bit of foundation gets removed, it looks okay, it looks fine. Now, if I remove a little bit of foundation that's too dark for me and my natural skin tone comes through, it looks a mess. I'm sure we've all had this experience. So again, this is 90 and this is 81. Now, I almost don't want to use a primer because I really want to see how this foundation works by itself. I know a lot of people don't believe in primer, but the fact of the matter is I wear primer. I wear several different types of primers. I believe in primer. I am a primer advocate. I do believe that primers can affect your skin if you're looking for a hydrating primer, a mattifying primer, a pore filling primer, a line smoothing primer. I definitely believe that primer works. And I do want to use one of their primers. I am going to go in with the Naked Skin, and this is an Illuminating Beauty Balm. So I may do another review not using primer just to see how the foundation works completely on its own, just to appease some of you guys. But I am going to go in with this beauty balm today. It's kind of like minty scented, or it smells like, I don't know, like Vicks or something a little bit. It's not too bad. It's not gonna change the formula of the foundation too much, but it is going to make my skin a little bit smoother. I'm combo to oily, leaning more toward oily, especially in the summer. I like their beauty balm primer. I haven't used it in a long time, to tell you the truth. I should make sure this is shooken up. So let's go ahead and let's jump into this. Now, this is a long wearing, it's supposed to be 24-hour wear, I believe. That's insane. I've never had to wear makeup longer than 8 or 10 hours. But I mean, there are people who have extreme lifestyles. There are people, sometimes you ever get your makeup done professionally and they do such a good job and you're just like, oh my God, I want to wear this makeup tomorrow or the next day or into the night or whatever the case may be. So that might be an instance where 24-hour makeup would come in handy. I personally have never had to wear makeup for more than 12 hours or so. This is color 80. It's very light, and it goes on very, very nicely. It does have a cushion behind it though, and it really goes on the skin nicely. Up here, I do have a scratch or a little bit of a scar. So I want to see how that covers. I'm just gonna do half my face, and I want to, like, it has like a plushness. I almost want to say it's like not silicone, maybe dimethicone that's in the products that kind of gives it a little bit of plushiness to help fill in pores and blur lines. It just has like a softness to it. It just, you know, because some foundations, like a face and body foundation, has like almost nothing to it. There's nothing there but a little bit of pigment and a little bit of moisture. This has a nice amount of push behind it. And it goes on beautifully. I really like how it looks on my skin. It's a tad bit deeper. And it is neutral, but it's not gray. A lot of times I will try neutral foundations that just look gray, you know? And I like this because it's in between. So it's not too warm and it's not too cool. And if you're unsure on your undertone, you could always try a neutral. It's medium to full coverage, and I can see that it's buildable. And I can feel, without it being too intense, that it does have and is going to dry down. It looks really, really good on the face. It really does. So let's look at some of these claims. So this says, flexible, breathable, real skin matte finish. Medium buildable coverage, does not transfer, minimizes the appearance of pores, stay true color, waterproof, vegan formula, does not contain animal-derived ingredients or byproducts. And this is the Stay Naked Weightless Foundation up to 24-hour wear. It's 1 fluid ounce. And let me see how much this was. I have my receipt. This was $39. In here, all of this pore, all these pores, I can barely see. The tip of my nose looks smooth. My chin, smooth. Forehead lines, smooth. It's light. I can feel it's drying down, but I can still see light reflection. My skin still looks healthy. You can tell that this is a color that's a little bit deeper than I generally wear, which I don't mind because I have a lot of my skin out and I'm dark. I'm very dark, and that's fine. My face is a shade or two lighter than my body because I go harder with skincare on my face. I use sunblock on my face more so than my body. I exfoliate my face more so than my body. I use different acids and different things on my face to care for my face that I don't use on my body. So of course my skin, the skin on my face is a shade or two lighter. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go in with concealer and I'm gonna finish this face, and then we're gonna do a few different tests and I'll let you guys know how I feel about it. So I think I'm gonna use my Naked Weightless Concealer in Golden. Woo, that's light, but it's okay. I'm gonna blend it out. This is medium dark warm, and this is their all-nighter. This is the color that I used underneath my eyebrow. Let's see how it blends out. It's very pigmented, this concealer. This concealer blends out like a dream. I want to get under my eye with a gem blender though, and I don't have any near me. I really like how these concealers wear. I haven't worn these in a while. It looks really good. And it really brought the whole face to life. Whereas my face was all just one color. Going into the center to brighten the center, just kind of like how it is here. Looks really good. And I'm doing my makeup with a macro lens, so you'll be able to see my skin. I absolutely love how it looks. It looks so natural, while still giving me matte and a feeling of longevity. I am gonna go in and contour a little bit now. This is like just not only contouring, but adding in the extra depth that you get from my shoulders, that you get from the outskirts of my face. You know, this is kind of like my contour and bronzing session. And I love how it looks. Okay, these concealers dry down pretty fast. So if you're gonna do something like this, move fast with it. And I like that. This is a really good foundation. Okay, and when I say really good, that's definitely objective. That's definitely for my skin type, you know. This might not be the best for a super dry skin, just like the pat may not have been the best for a super oily skin. Hold on, let's just do a little nose contouring. Feels really good on, looks great. Ooh, ouch. Everything is just laying down so nicely. It looks like I already powder and set this foundation. My face looks so bomb on the camera right now. You guys don't even understand. I really, really like it. I really do. And I really like these brushes too. These brushes are actually Urban Decay. When I sit down to do a look, I try to pull out all the products that I have from this particular brand. And I never realized how many Urban Decay products I had. Like, I can't even tell you. I'm in love with this beat. So you guys know the spoiler. So still come and check out my YouTube video, even though you guys know I already love this foundation and I absolutely expect it to wear really, really well. Like, I'm just looking at my face, my chest, my body, everything, it just looks cohesive. Okay, I can hold my arm into the frame, my chest, my neck, everything looks cohesive. So let me just go in with a little bit of dark brown. Love it. I love it. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer. Just a little bit. I don't even need to set this foundation, you guys. I'm going to probably go in with a tiny bit of set simply because, I mean, it's what we do. It's what I do. I always like do a little set. It looks so good. I'm shook. Wow. Okay, so all I did was put my hat on, my earrings, some black liner. Now I'm gonna do my lashes and I'll be right back again. So to set my foundation, I'm going in with my Dimmer Blend powder in Warm Saffron, and I honestly do not need to set this foundation. I'm just gonna go in very lightly, not even really baking. I'm just gonna press some into the center of my face. This is generally where I tend to get oily. And I'm doing this because this is what I would do on an everyday. I don't wanna test this foundation in a way that wouldn't be realistic to how I wear my foundation. And I understand people who do that because you wanna see what's the worst you can do to this foundation and how well it can perform. But if I'm wearing foundation, I'm wearing primer and I'm wearing powder, I'm wearing bronzer. You know, so I'm just gonna see how it works in my everyday life on a real everyday basis. Honey. And the fact that this foundation has matte down like within minutes works beautifully with it with the concealer, obviously. The powder is just gliding over it like a dream. I'm in love. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Urban Decay De-Slick. I also have Urban Decay All Nighter. I will go in with a little bit of Urban Decay All Nighter. So for lips, we're gonna go in with Bun Bun. It's a comfort matte, and we're gonna go in with Conspiracy, which is a medium brown. And then over top, we're gonna use 1999, which is one of their glosses. This is my favorite lip gloss right now, like hella fave. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, the foundation looks amazing right now. I was blown away from this foundation from the first stroke of it on my face. It looks so good. My pores are non-existent. It blended in like a dream. My face looks smooth and buttery. It set down, the concealer set down immediately almost. It set, it was dry without being harsh or creasy or crepey. It's light. I don't feel like I have anything on my face. Like sometimes you put on a foundation and your face feels heavy and it feels cumbersome to wear. Like you feel really self-conscious, like you don't want to touch your face to your shirt. You feel like it's going to transfer. You feel like something's going to happen. You feel like you have foundation on your face. You're acting like you have foundation on your face. This is light. This is gorgeous. This feels beautiful. The match is amazing. I feel like the colorways, which I will insert into this video for you guys to check out, beautiful. Such an amazing, well curated, intelligently composed series of colors. Warm, neutral, cool, olive, golden, peachy, caramel tones. I am super impressed by Urban Decay. Like I said, I really liked the all-nighter collection of foundations, but I didn't feel like the colorway was as intelligent as this. This whole entire face is tops. The eyeshadow looks amazing. The Naked Reloaded palette is beautiful and is going to be amazing for the everyday girl. I didn't have to incorporate any other eyeshadow colors. I used the Urban Decay Primer Potion, which is an icon here in YouTube land. Absolutely amazing. The eyeliners, the lip liners, absolutely amazing. The only things on my face that aren't Urban Decay are the eyelashes and the powder and the bronzer. Everything else, Urban Decay. Round of applause. Slow clap. This is how you do a foundation. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I'm obsessed. I'm gonna do some check-ins. I'm going to wear it for a while. I'm going to see how it does. I babysat it because it said itself. It said itself. It was like, oh, set, I got you, sis. And it set. I did use a little bit of their all-nighter summer solstice setting spray. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna do some check-ins. I have nothing but positive things to say so far. I feel like you knew from inception that I was in love with this foundation. I feel like from the first stroke you guys knew. Sometimes you don't know and you have to wait till the end. I knew right away. I'm hella impressed. I'm really happy with this selection. This is staying. This one's not going back. I ended up purchasing 2 for the review. I will be returning number 90. I am gonna hit them up like, hey, let's do like a little collab. Let's do a giveaway or something, because if you guys don't have this, you need it. If I weren't in the market to buy this, I would definitely go to Sephora every day. This is what I used to do. I used to go to Sephora every day and get like 3 samples of my favorite foundation, because that was the limit back in the day, 3 samples. I would go into every Sephora, and I lived in New Jersey, I worked in New York, and I would hit like 10 Sephoras and I'd go get 3 samples of Makeup Forever HD color 178 or Lancome Teint Idole Suede Ultra color 520 warm. I would go to every Sephora and I'd get samples, and I had a jar filled with the samples until I was able to afford getting the foundation. This is one of those. I didn't use a highlighter. I don't have on a blush. Like, why does it look so amazing? Like, my face looks lively and radiant and beautiful, and my imperfections are covered. My pores are not hanging out. The texture that I do have, a little bit of texture, is chilling. Like, it looks so good. Oh, let me do the paper test, honey. Oh my God, and it's an Urban Decay piece of paper. Okay. Okay, so for those of you who are new to my paper test, the paper test is basically where I stick a white piece of paper to my face, not only to see if it sticks, but to see if any makeup transfers. And you guys see how that fell to the ground? Hold on. Yes, honey, and no transfer. So let's just try it again. Okay, so let's do the white side, just so you guys can see that I'm not BSing. So this passed the paper test. I will come back and I will do some updates. Sorry that I keep looking at the viewfinder and not into the lens, but my face is beat right now and it looks really good. I really appreciate the way this looks, but it looks like my skin, like my face, my neck, my chest, my arms, everything matches. I feel like if I went outside right now, like, I just look amazing. Okay guys, so these were my check-ins. I don't know what happened to my sound, but I was simply saying how great the makeup looks a few hours after wearing it, all the way up until about 6 or 7 hours after applying it. It looked really, really great. I think at about 8 or 9 hours I washed it off, but it looks great. I just noted a little bit of oil breaking through. The foundation itself didn't separate or break down. I did look a little shiny. I could use some powder or perhaps even just a blot, but I just wanted to show you guys. I will definitely be doing more wear tests when I do foundation trials. I know that you guys like that and it makes sense. So with that being said, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe if you're not. As always, I want to thank you so much for commenting, rating, and subscribing. I'll be in touch and hopefully you'll do the same. Bye guys.